What if Goku was destined for something greater? Imagine if, from the moment he was born, a mysterious system guided his path, quests, levels, abilities, and power-ups, pushing him beyond his limits, granting him more power than what he originally had. This is the story of Goku from Dragon Ball, all the way to Dragon Ball Super, and even beyond, where every challenge brings him closer to unimaginable strength. Welcome to What If Goku Had a System? My name is Ash. Please, for me, drop a like and subscribe to the page. Also leave your comments down below. With that, let's begin. Goku's perception had increased. It wasn't as instinctive as his old ki sensing ability, not yet, but it was starting to come back. Faint pulses, distant echoes of energy. He could feel them again. Life, danger, killing intent. And right now, deep within the echoing dark of the dungeon, something stirred. Whatever it wasn't nearly as terrifying as the god statue he'd encountered before, but that didn't mean it was weak. No, if anything, this presence radiated a focused power, heavy and lethal. Goku's body stiffened slightly, not in fear, but anticipation. This thing might be stronger than me, he thought. The idea didn't scare him. It made his Saiyan blood boil with excitement. His goal was clear. If he wanted to return to his own universe, if he wanted to face Jiren again and win, he had to climb. The only path forward was strength, and the only way to grow stronger in this new world, through the system. Goku's lip curled into a grin. Bring it on, he muttered to himself, tapping open his system interface. A small loot box icon blinked at the top of his inventory, but instead of opening it, he pressed store, sending it into storage without a second thought. There was a battle ahead. That mattered more. He continued walking deeper into the dungeon. The air turned colder with every step, a biting chill licking at his skin. The flickering dungeon lights barely lit the jagged, cavernous walls. Shadows stretched long and deep, as if the place itself breathed in silence. Then, something moved. A faint shimmer, a growl. Two yellow eyes ignited in the dark, like coals being stoked, glowing with malice. The growl rumbled again, low and thick. It slithered through the silence, curling down Goku's spine like a drop of ice water. His body moved on instinct, feet sliding apart into a balanced stance. His senses flared. Thud, thud. Heavy footsteps echoed through the cavern, each step like a hammer falling against stone. From the gloom emerged a towering monster, the steel fang Lycan. Over 7 feet tall, its powerful frame was wrapped in metallic fur that shimmered faintly in the low light, almost like armor. Its jagged claws, each like a blade, scraped the cavern floor as it crept forward, leaving gashes in the stone. Its muzzle dripped with saliva, fangs like polished daggers flashing in the dark. Goku whistled. "Whoa, you're a big fella." He rolled his shoulders, cracking his knuckles. "Unfortunately, I must kill you." He said it casually, but beneath the words was a quiet shift. The gluttony skill was working on him. Not that Goku knew. Before, the idea of killing, even monsters, had been something distant. He fought for victory, not death. But now, the idea of ending his enemy no longer made him pause. It was becoming normal. The system was working, molding him, adapting him, slowly chipping away at who he was, piece by piece, like a blacksmith shaping steel. The Lycan's ears twitched at the sound of Goku's voice. Its eyes narrowed, and then it lunged. A silver blur in the darkness. The beast moved with terrifying speed, faster than any normal monster of its size had a right to. It covered the distance between them in a heartbeat. Claws, sweeping in an arc, aimed to split Goku down the middle. Goku pivoted. The strike missed him by inches. The Lycan's claws slammed into the cavern wall behind him. Boom! Tearing through solid stone like it was paper. Shards exploded across the floor. Goku looked at the fresh gouge. That could have been my face. He twisted, his body flowing with precision and practiced ease, and threw a quick gut punch. Boom! His fist collided with the Lycan's stomach, driving it backwards. The force of the blow sent the massive beast flying through the air, crashing into the far wall. The impact echoed through the dungeon like thunder. Dust billowed. Stones clattered. The Lycan let out a pained snarl, its steel-coated muscles twitching from the hit, but it didn't stay down. Its feral will be refused. With a savage roar, it lunged again, this time darting side to side, zigzagging unpredictably. Goku's eyes narrowed. He tracked every twitch of movement, every blur of motion. Not bad. he said, a thrill in his voice. "You're faster than I expected." This was exactly what he wanted. A real fight, a worthy challenge. Even if the setting was different, no Namek, no Earth, no arenas, this was still a battle. And to Goku, battle was everything. The steel fang lichen lunged, its jaws wide open, gleaming fangs aiming straight for Goku's shoulder. The creature moved like a living missile, all momentum and muscle, every fiber of its body locked on its kill. But at the last moment, Goku twisted. His elbow snapped upward with perfect timing and brutal precision, crashing straight into the lichen's jaw. Crack! A sharp yelp escaped the beast's throat as its head jerked sideways. Its massive body tumbled to the ground, rolling in a daze, claws scraping across stone. Before the monster could even blink, thud! Goku stomped down. His boot slammed onto the lichen's skull, driving it deep into the rocky floor. The stone cracked beneath the impact as a final twitch ran through the creature's body. It didn't rise again. A quiet ding echoed in Goku's ears.
System notification. Enemy defeated. 12 XP gained.
Goku blinked. He straightened slightly, glancing at his stats menu. His eyes locked onto the small, glowing bar near the bottom of the screen.
XP, 612 of 1000.
His brow lifted. Wait, I just gained XP? His gaze lingered on the numbers for a second longer, before a realization clicked. So, I can gain XP outside of quests too? A grin stretched across his face, wide and wild. Oh, this just got a whole lot more fun. But before he could even revel in the moment, an unnatural silence fell over the dungeon, the kind that makes the hairs on your neck stand up. Then came a low, growling hum, deep, menacing. It didn't come from one place. It came from everywhere, from the walls, the shadows, the darkness itself. Goku turned slowly, the thrill creeping back into his expression. Oh, from the gloom, more glowing yellow eyes appeared, 7 of them. Each pair burned like twin moons, casting narrow beams across the walls. One by one, the steel fang lichens emerged from the dark. Bigger, meaner, their fur bristled, their massive claws scraping the stone as they encircled him. Each growl blended with the next, forming a low chorus of bloodlust. Goku stood still, eyes scanning the circle. The wolves were closing in. He rolled his shoulders with a chuckle. Huh, guess it's my lucky day. In perfect sync, the lichens howled into the hollow chamber, a sharp, chilling call, and then they charged, all 7, from every angle. The first came from behind, jaws open, aiming to tear into his spine, but Goku was already gone. In a blur of motion, he ducked low, sweeping one leg beneath the lichen's feet. The beast's massive body lifted off the ground. Boom! Goku's fist drove into its stomach mid-spin, launching the creature backward like a cannonball. It crashed into the far wall, bouncing once before falling limp. Another lichen lunged from the front, leaping high with jaws wide open. Not happening! Goku reached up, caught its snout midair with one hand. Then, bam! Crack! His knee exploded into its skull. The impact was so violent that the lichen's eyes rolled back instantly. Blood gushed from its mouth as its body hit the floor like a sack of bricks. But there was no time to breathe. 2 more lichens lunged from either side, claws flashing in the low light. They were smart, coordinated. One went low, the other high, slashing simultaneously. But Goku didn't flinch. His body surged with power. Kaioken! Boom! A red aura burst from his body like a flame igniting in the dark. His muscles flexed under the pressure, and in an instant, everything slowed down. The lichens moved like they were underwater. He vanished from their sight. He appeared behind the one on the left. Bam! His fist sank into its back with a brutal crack, sending the beast flying forward, its body flailing helplessly through the air. The second lichen turned. Too slow. Boom! 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 A flurry of rapid strikes hammered its body. Fist, fist, elbow, palm. Each hit faster, heavier, more punishing than the last. The air around them exploded with shockwaves, the sheer force of the blows sending ripples through the stone floor. And then, wham! A final uppercut lifted the monster clear off its feet. It hit the cavern ceiling, bounced, and slammed back down into the stone floor with a sickening crash. Only 3 remained. The surviving lichens froze. Their yellow eyes darted between the broken bodies of their packmates. Then, to the man standing untouched in the center of the room, wrapped in a crimson aura, glowing like a demon. They had believed him prey, but now they saw clearly. He was the predator. Goku slowly raised his hand and cracked his knuckles. His grin didn't fade. "What's the matter?" he asked, voice calm but laced with taunt. "You guys were all confident a second ago when you thought you could eat me." The Alpha snarled, its lips curling back to reveal blood-stained fangs. The remaining Lycans lowered their stance, and then they pounced, all three at once, hoping sheer numbers would be enough to end this monster in human form. Goku grinned. "Let's see if you can keep up." The first Lycan came at Goku from above, fangs gleaming in midair. Goku backflipped away, the beast's jaws snapping shut on nothing but cold air. The second Lycan surged in from the side, claws aiming straight for his ribs. Bam! Goku spun and countered, his fist slamming into the creature's ribcage. The blow hit like a wrecking ball. Bones shattered. The Lycan's chest caved inward as it crumpled to the ground, unmoving. But the third, slippery and fast, managed to land a blow. Its claws raked across Goku's bicep, drawing a thin, angry red line, just deep enough to hurt. Blood dripped in a slow arc onto the stone floor. For a moment, everything was silent. Goku stared at the wound, just a shallow graze, but it was still blood. His blood. He looked up at the final Lycan. His smirk never left. "Not bad," he muttered. Then he vanished. The Lycan barely had time to blink. Goku reappeared behind it, his fist already crashing into its spine with brutal force. The blow sent the monster howling as it hit the floor, twitching once, twice, then going still. Another soft ding sounded in his ear.
System notification. All Lycans defeated. XP gained 96 XP. Player XP 708 of 1000.
Goku exhaled, slowly rolling his wrist, still flexing his arm from the last punch. "Man," he said with a breathy laugh, "I feel like I'm getting the hang of this." The dungeon around him went dead quiet. But before he could even take a step, something shifted. A pulse, like a wave of pressure through the air. His perception stat flared, warning bells ringing through his body, like a sixth sense going off. Danger? Something was waiting ahead. Then he saw it. A massive, ancient door stood silently at the far end of the cavern. Its surface was carved with old, foreign symbols, pulsing with a dark light. The aura leaking through the cracks felt thick, like a poison cloud wrapped around fire. He took a step toward it, and another notification blinked to life.
System notification. Boss room located. New quest acquired. Clear the dungeon. Quest rewards unknown.
Goku's smirk returned, slower this time, colder. "Now we're talking." He wiped the trickle of blood from his arm with the back of his wrist, then placed his hand against the ancient door. With one push, it creaked open, groaning like something long buried being disturbed. Inside was darkness. Then, thwump! A monstrous figure dropped from the wall above like a falling guillotine. Its body slapped the stone floor with a hiss. A massive snake. Its scales were slick with a greasy black oil shine. Twin fangs, longer than Goku's forearm, gleamed in the flickering torchlight. A thick mist oozed from its mouth, spreading across the ground in a creeping, poisonous haze. Goku winced, throwing up an arm to cover his face as the air thickened around him. "What is that?" he muttered, locking eyes with the creature. But before he could fully analyze it, another alert blinked in the corner of his vision.
System alert. Warning. Player entering a C-rank boss lair. Danger level, low C-rank.
"There it goes again," Goku muttered. "Every time I face an opponent, a warning pops up." He narrowed his eyes, thinking aloud. Low C-rank. What does that mean? Is it weak, or just weaker than something worse? The thought brought him back to the god statue in the double dungeon. That one had been tagged as S-rank, and it nearly killed him. "This one feels weaker than that god statue," he said. "So, I guess it's a higher level than a B rank, but still not even close to that god's tier." His thoughts drifted for a moment. Ranks, quests, titles. He still didn't understand it all, but he was learning. Suddenly, his chest burned, a faint sting as he inhaled more of the mist. Something wasn't right. "When did that?" he began, but stopped himself. Kasaka lunged, a blur of dark green scales. Before Goku could dodge, the giant serpent clamped its jaws around his shoulder. Crunch! Pain exploded through his body, hot and sharp, like fire dancing through his veins. Gah! he shouted, wrenching free. The fangs tore skin and muscle as they pulled out. "I'm too slow," he growled, staggering backward. If only I had my true speed. But then, something shifted in his voice, in his mind. He stopped himself. "No, I can't think like that anymore," he muttered inside his thoughts. "What happened? Happened. I made a choice, and I can't take it back." Another system message flashed across his vision.
System alert. Status. Player has been poisoned. HP dropping rapidly. Current HP 110 of 250.
Goku staggered back another step. His vision blurred slightly. His breathing grew heavier, and he stared at the creature in front of him, Kasaka, the C-rank boss, its glowing green eyes watching him with cold, reptilian focus. "I shouldn't be affected like this. I should have poison immunity to an extent," Goku muttered, eyes narrowing as another wave of pain surged through his body. He was right. Back in his world, both he and Gohan had trained extensively to counteract poison techniques, especially against enemies like Lavender and others who specialized in venomous attacks. But he kept forgetting. This wasn't his world. His stats had been reset. He didn't have that same command over his Kai anymore. Not like before. Here, he had to earn it all again, level by level, skill by skill. And until then, he'd keep making rookie mistakes. He clenched his teeth and tried to wrap his body in Kai, instinctively summoning his energy like he always had. But then,
System alert. Error. Action cannot be performed. User key level is not strong enough.
"Come on," Goku growled. Then he coughed. A wet, dark sound. Blood trickled from the corner of his mouth, dripping onto the dungeon floor. The poison was working fast. Too fast. He exhaled sharply, forcing himself to ignore the stabbing sting crawling through his chest. His fingers tightened into fists. "All right," he growled through grit teeth. "Time to show you what a Saiyan can do." His energy surged. A fierce red aura exploded around him, like fire igniting the air itself. Kaioken Level 2. The moment the technique activated, a red-tinted time panel appeared in the corner of his interface. It began to count down, second by second.
Kaioken active. Time remaining. 1 minute.
The ground trembled as Goku's power doubled. His muscles tensed, his skin pulsed with energy, and the poisonous haze rippling through the dungeon didn't slow him for a second. He locked eyes on Kasaka. The massive serpent let out a furious hiss. Its dark, glistening scales shifted like armor plates, and green venom spilled from its jaws, sizzling the stone floor as it hissed like acid. Goku shot forward. He moved faster than thought, a crimson blur through the toxic fog. Every stat in his system interface had a glowing plus 35 next to it now. His speed stat jumped from 35 to 70. The same applied to strength, dexterity, perception, everything. And he felt it. "This feels amazing," Goku muttered under his breath. "It's not like when I used Kaioken back home. It's tighter, sharper. The system is controlling it better than I ever could." He realized something. The more he activated his abilities through the interface, the more the system refined them, feeding him improvements through his intelligence stat. "I need to level that up more," he thought, "after I deal with this overgrown worm first." He launched a punch, and it connected. Hard. Crack! His fist slammed into the serpent's rib-like understructure. Bones buckled. Kasaka let out a screech that echoed across the chamber, flailing wildly in pain. But even as the monster reeled, Goku's health ticked downward. The poison hadn't stopped.
HP 65 of 250.
The Kaioken had boosted his attributes, but it didn't affect health, ki, or power level. Goku was learning the rules of this world in real time and paying for it with every breath. "Good!" Goku hissed. "More! More!" His voice echoed with manic energy, a hunger behind his words. "This fight is letting me learn the system." A sharp hiss cut through the air. Kasaka again, furious and wounded. It slammed its tail into the ground, sending a wall of jagged stone shards flying toward Goku. He didn't even blink. His arms blurred. One by one, he swatted each chunk of stone aside like they were nothing but leaves in the wind. And then the serpent lunged. Its mouth opened wide, a final, desperate strike aimed right at his throat. But Goku had already committed. He surged forward, his entire body exploding with force. His fist slammed into Kasaka's mouth and kept going. His entire forearm plunged down the creature's throat with unstoppable momentum. Boom! His punch blasted through the back of the monster's skull. Bone shattered, flesh tore. Venom splattered the walls like paint thrown from a bucket. Kasaka's head sagged, its jaw still partially wrapped around Goku's shoulder. But Goku wasn't done. His eyes locked on the dying beast, and he activated another command from deep within his interface.
Kai Blast, skill activated.
In his own world, it had been just another energy attack. Here, it was a formal skill, refined and modified by the system. His hand glowed, and then, boom, 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 boom! A barrage of energy blast erupted from his palm, lighting up the inside of the snake's throat. Each blast stacked damage. The inside of the creature's body lit up from the inside, glowing like a lantern made of flesh and bone. Kasaka's HP bar plummeted. Its eyes rolled back. Its body spasmed once, then went still.
System notification. Blue venom-fanged Kasaka was killed.
The serpent's massive body slumped into a coiled, broken heap. Smoke rose from the back of its skull. Goku stood above it, blood still dripping down his arm, his aura flickering wildly as Kaioken's time ticked out. Just beneath the glowing notification, Goku noticed something extra. A faint golden line of text flickering just under the XP reward.
C-rank boss monster bonus, 200 XP gained, 4 attribute points gained.
Oh, this snake was a boss, Goku muttered, his voice low with realization. As the adrenaline began to cool and his heart slowed, things started clicking together. He was learning more about this world, about how this system worked. That makes sense, he thought to himself. The XP I got was way more than those wolves I killed earlier. Still, something felt off. He was expecting more, a skill, a transformation, something bigger, a piece of that deeper power, Super Saiyan, a flicker of the energy locked inside him. But no, not yet. Still, this moment gave him a valuable lesson. Boss monsters were the key. They weren't just tough enemies, they were gateways. Each one was a chance to grow stronger, faster, to escape this world and return to his universe. That's when something else triggered in his system interface. A familiar feeling pulsed through his chest, the strange hunger that had started to creep in since he first entered this world. His passive skill had activated.
Gluttony skill activated. 5% of Kasaka's stats stolen and converted into attribute points. User has acquired 10 attribute points.
Goku's smile widened. He had completely forgotten about that skill.
System notification. Health increased by 20, power level increased by 200, Kai increased by 45.
Goku could feel the changes ripple through his body. Muscles recharged, energy surged. Even the poison's grip started to loosen slightly. Before he could even sit down and consider where to spend his newly gained attribute points, a glowing circular portal swirled into existence in front of him, pulsing with blue and white light. The air itself seemed to tremble around it. Goku stepped back instinctively, eyes narrowing. The walls began to shake. Loose stones tumbled from the ceiling. A loud groan echoed through the cavern, like the dungeon itself was exhaling. "The cave's collapsing?" he said in alarm. "I gotta get out of here." And that's it for today's episode, guys. If you watched to the end, then that could be an indication that you enjoy the series. So please leave a like on the video. Thank you and take care.